Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. A timely reminder from the late renowned human rights activist, Malcolm X. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine, the program that educates, informs, and entertains. In today's show, we highlight schools that are finding innovative and creative ways to educate their students, and of course, prepare them for the future. Stay right there, I'll be right back.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, July 12. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica, STATIN, will be conducting the Jamaica National Crime Victimization Survey between September and November 2019 this year. The aim is to gather people's perception of public safety and the criminal justice system. Head of Special Projects at STATIN, Philone Mantok, said the survey is being done on behalf of the Ministry of National Security and will engage some 5,000 households across the island.
Our crime victimization survey measures the incidence of crime from the perspective of the victim, because most of the data that we have currently on crime is from police reports, and evidence has shown that a number of crimes are not reported to the police. So this survey allows us to capture crime from the victim's perspective, as well as their perception of their safety and their perception of the reliability and effectiveness of certain authorities related to the criminal justice system.
The questionnaire will also cover the participants' views on social intervention programs and their effectiveness.
Coming out of the actual data collection, we'll actually do a report to be presented to the ministry. So it will show the crime prevalence in particular areas, the incidence of crime, and from that they can use that data to see what kind of measures they may need to do in specific communities, which crime we need to focus on. So we'll actually be seeing a true picture of crime statistics in Jamaica. So it's for a 12-month period, so it's between 2018 to 2019.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness is reporting that the states of public emergency in Westmoreland, St. James and Hanover have recorded significant reduction in murders. Mr. Holness says since the declaration in April, the parishes have seen a 65, 76 and 56% drop in their murder rates over the May to June period. The Prime Minister says of the 17 murders registered in St. James, 8 were as a result of domestic interpersonal issues, while 6 were gang-related.
So you see, as measures become more effective at controlling dons, gangs, and guns, you will see the interpersonal domestic variable playing a greater role in determining the cause of the homicide.
The Prime Minister was speaking at a press conference on Sunday where he declared a state of public emergency for the South St. Andrew Police Division. The National Child Diversion Programme, which deals with children who have come in conflict with the law, will start in November this year in all 4 juvenile institutions. This was disclosed by State Minister for National Security Rudyard Spencer at a stakeholders sensitization session on the program recently. The initiative is being implemented by the National Security and Justice Ministries. Mr. Spencer said by implementing the program, government is taking a more practical approach to rehabilitate children as a response to crime and deviant behavior.
The program will incorporate restorative justice in the DC's curriculum. A care plan with specific treatment guidelines for each child will be designed. And we are working to ensure that at least one probation officer from each parish sits on the Child Diversion Parish Committee.
Meanwhile, Justice Minister Delroy Chuck says probation and aftercare officers are integral to the successful integration of the program.
Once they're 17 and under, if it is a minor offense or even an offense that the court believes that this child can be assisted, they're going to be referred to you, and oftentimes it is you who will recommend to the court that in fact a child diversion process or strategy might work.
The partnership will be facilitated by a case management system to evaluate, treat and track children and trained probation and aftercare officers in each parish. Child diversion is the process of implementing measures dealing with children who are alleged, accused, or recognized to have infringed the law without resorting to formal judicial proceedings. The national program aims to, among other things, reduce the number of children who are charged with offenses and exposed to the formal criminal justice system as a result, and increase the use of diversionary programs that rehabilitate children as a response to crime and wrongdoing. Meanwhile, a national action plan and roadmap has been developed to eliminate child labor in Jamaica. This was done under the country-level Engagement and Assistance to Reduce Child Labor Clear 2 project in the Ministry of Labour and Social Security.
This outlines the process, including but not limited to the identification, removal, provision of support, and reintegration of child labor victims through to the prosecution of perpetrators.
Labour Minister Shahini Robinson was speaking at the closing ceremony for the Clear 2 project on Wednesday. She said new and existing officers will be trained to identify and investigate child labour to keep all stakeholders abreast of procedures to be followed when handling such cases. These include judges, police officers, and the Ministry of Labour and Social Security's inspectorate. In addition, Minister Robinson said a subcommittee is being established to review and issue drafting instructions to make changes to the Child Care and Protection Act to give support to the plan. And finally, the Ministry of Agriculture has restructured its Farm Road program. Minister without portfolio in the Agriculture Ministry, J.C. Hutchinson, says the change is to avoid instances in which non-farm roads have been submitted for repairs. According to Minister Hutchinson, parish managers at the Rural Agricultural Development Authority will now have to sign off on requests that have been submitted by members of Parliament, councillors and farmers' organizations.
The extension officer for that area will then go and do preliminary assessment of the roads to ascertain the level of agricultural production in the area. This information is then sent to the local RADA Parish Advisory Board, who then determines which roads can be done based on the funding allocated to the parish. This recommendation is then sent to the RADA National Board for approval.
Minister Hutchinson was making his contribution to the 2019-2020 sectoral debates at Tuesday's sitting of the House of Representatives. The minister also revealed that a memorandum of understanding was being sought with municipal corporations to oversee roadworks done in their respective parishes. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Have you ever heard about the Seaview Gardens Primary School Math Village? This student-friendly village called Math Tree Lane was recently opened on the school grounds to engage the little ones in math. Here's more.
Walk with me as I take you on a journey to a village like never before seen in Jamaica, a village that was created with one purpose in mind: to engage students at the Seaview Gardens Primary School in math. The Math Tree Lane Village was recently opened on the grounds of the Seaview Gardens Primary School in Kingston. The village, which is located off Matherific Boulevard, is the brainchild of math coordinator Denise Reed.
Inside our village, we have a shop area. In this shop area, we have play foods that the students will see in a regular shop. We have eggs, we have water, we have juice, we have basic things that you would see in a shop. Things are wrapped in pound, half pounds, 2 pound wrappings. We have scales, we have food, meats that are like play foods, beef, fish, chicken, that the students will interact with, and these are the things that they would see when they go to the shop to buy.
After visiting the Maths Masters one-stop shop, students and visitors can head to the nearby market.
So we have market day if the students need to go in. They can go in, they can do buying and selling. We have, they can do weighing of goods, they can measure goods. The goods are priced, so they can do decimal, calculation, addition, all the mathematical operations will come out in the market, in the shop as well.
And there's more. At the very end of Mathorific Boulevard, adjacent to Polymath Pathway, you'll find a house and the Math Express bus that journeys to Point Hill, 3 miles and halfway tree.
The math bus is actually a game center where the students go and play. It's not completed. They're to go and play interactive games, board games, games that develop critical thinking like draft, chess, Ludi, things like that. They go and play interactive games seated on the floor. They have a house. Inside of the house you will see a stove, a table, and those things have shapes. They have geometric elements.
But the best thing about this interactive and engaging math village is that not only was it created for students, it is also partly run by a special group of students known as Math Elves.
The Math Elves are math students, the top math students from grades 5 and 6. Their responsibility is to go out to the different classes to which they are assigned. So they are assigned to grades 1 to 3. They use their lunch hour because we have 2 different lunch hours for upper school and lower school. So while the lower school students are inside, the upper school students the Math Elves will go to the classes assigned. They will sit with the students who are struggling with mathematics and guide them in their own way. Their role is basically to assist the students to understand math using their own language that the students would use to impart the knowledge in their own way to their smaller schoolmates.
For me, being a maths elf, I feel really good because I'm able to influence other children to let them have this strong passion for maths and they want to do it a lot more. So it really encourages me to do more. I would take the children out to see the math village. I would show them the stuff that are here. I would teach them how to weigh you would see the flour and the sugar and the cornmeal in the shop, and I would use the prices to teach them how to add and subtract and what to get for your change or how to deal with the stuff. If I have 3 counters in this hand, 3 counters in this hand, and 1 in this hand, how many counters do you have in all?
7.
You have 7. How do you know that there are 7 counters there?
You add 3 and 3 to 1.
And then you get 7. And you can also see them, so you know that there are 7 counters there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
But though the village is a fun place of learning, there are strict guidelines that must be followed by students and teachers.
The students are not allowed to just go in the math village because the things are very small and we don't want them to take them out, not to steal but to just play with them and remove them and so. So the teachers are rostered to use the math village. They decide when they want to use it based on the lessons that they have to teach. And so they are rostered and they take the key, they take the students in and the students are monitored and they go in and they do their lesson, they come out, hand over the key and another teacher can use it at another time. So the students are always monitored while they are within the math village, and the teachers are all encouraged to incorporate the math village within their lesson planning. So at least 1 math lesson for the week.
For far too long, students have seen mathematics as daunting, difficult, and frankly disconnected from everything that is important to them in everyday life. And so with a village like this, with this kind of initiative, students can come on the inside and they can see in a real way how mathematics can be relevant to what they're doing.
Here's how we sign the alphabet.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sign with me?
Coming up next is School Zone. In this week's episode, we highlight the work and achievements of some of Jamaica's most talented and intelligent students from Belmont Academy, Jonathan Grant High, and Foom Technical High.
At Belmont, we no watch no face, we no watch no color, gender or race. Yes, Belmont is our school zone. You can call it our secondary home. Hey, School Zone, it's nice to meet ya. Truly, we're glad to see ya. Happy New Year, I'm glad to say, and I hope you all have a very nice day.
Hey there, guess what? It's another episode of School Zone. Yes, we're back already, and we're so happy you could join us. In today's program, we highlight some of Jamaica's most talented and intelligent young people, starting with the Rhythm Express Band, right here at Belmont Academy in Westmoreland.
Belmont Academy in the school zone. We might be local, but I grow, we grow. We grade them high, and we have them for sure. The best school in the West Belmont life.
The Center of Excellence concept came about because the government at the time felt that it was necessary to have schools starting off with some measure of excellence. What we found over the last 20 to 30 years is that those new schools were usually placed among the low-performing schools nationally, and the government wanted to shift that, right? So they studied a model out of Europe and retrofitted it for Jamaica. So there are a number of accountability matrices that are here that are not elsewhere. The mentorship program and all the other programs that we have in place really allowed us to see some significant advancement. So we were pleased that we really jumped the ranking in 2016, where we went up to 13th position in the island. And you know, out of almost 200 schools, at a school that was not even 10 years old at the time, you know, to have been placed at 13th, you know that we would have given the other schools a whipping, you know. But not only in CSEC that we excelled, we did so with the CAP program as well, NCTVET program, and we did so with CAPE, because we have been the top movers in both CAPE and CSEC for the last 3 consecutive years. And we are the top school in the island of Jamaica for the last 3 consecutive years in CAP as well.
So as Mr. Simpson said, Belmont Academy was a top CAP performing school in 2016, 2017 and 2018. It was also the top movers in CAPE and CSEC. For more information on this, we gathered a few of the school leaders to talk to us about how they have achieved this feat. Joining me are
Delmar Brown, head boy.
Naki Blake, head girl.
Rasheen Cooper, student council president.
Rick Kirby, deputy head boy.
Monique Jackson, deputy head girl.
Thanks for coming, guys. All right, so we're gonna go straight into it. Mr. Simpson mentioned that there are numerous accountability measures in place to help students get the best grade that they can get, right? So can somebody tell me a little bit about what are some of these activities that are used to help the students?
Okay, over the years, they have Saturday classes, Easter class, summer classes, and maths camp, which on Saturday classes, students will come from 9 to 2.
Just as how when someone does something that isn't so right, there are consequences that you have to face, such as detention and suspension. The school rewards you when you do excellent by promoting you So what happens is that if you have over a certain average, so I think it's 85, so if you have over an 85% average, in your year group, you have the opportunity to skip a grade.
Within the school, we have several mentorship programs that we have implemented. We have Girls Empowered for the Mission, which is GEM, and Boys on a Mission, which is BON. Within these, we have highlighted students who we believe are capable of mentoring other students. So students who may have academic challenges, who may have personal challenges. And through these programs, we seek to help them to grow, uplift them. It's all about empowering them on both ends. Academic mentorship, we have after-school programs for students who have challenges in different subject areas. We assist them, we provide to them different tools and materials that can help them to advance themselves, both student to student, teacher to student, and teacher to teacher.
Awesome. And what do you personally think about this program? Is it working?
It is working because personally I am in charge of GEM as the head girl of the school, and through that program I have seen where the girls that are the mentees within the program, they are changing, adapting, they are relating to their environment. I see where they have achieved great results.
We as sixth formers are required to do a skill, so it's basically an advantage for us because then we graduate with our CAPE subjects as well as having a skill, so we can work in the hotel industry at the same time we can go to university if we wish to.
Finally, your principal was also referred to as one of the most creative and innovative principals in Jamaica. Do you agree?
We all do.
Awesome.
I strongly agree.
Why? Why is this?
Well, our principal is unlike any other principal that's out there. He's the type of principal that works alongside his staff, his faculty, his students. He's the type of principal that won't give up on people so easily. He's a principal that gives you the push that you need to achieve greatness.
Thank you so much, guys, for coming.
Road code, road code, road code, road code, road code. Stop, look, listen and free. Don't move forward, you can do all three. Car, van, bike and bus. Enough up and but then you must use none. Stop, look, listen and free. Don't move forward, you can do all three.
From take
a big side.
From take
a big side.
Welcome to Prune Technical High School, and you're watching School Zone. Yes, after our visit to Belmont Academy in Westmoreland, we journeyed a few miles to the neighboring Frome Technical High School, where we met up with another promising student who is defying the odds.
My name is Karen Patterson, and I am the Miss Frome Technical High School. Well, my family call it bow leg, but doctors say it's blunt disease. Majority of the persons on my mother's side has it, miss. So really growing up, it was not really a problem. Sometimes I would like to play some games, miss, and I can't play it because of my legs. Miss Gregory, miss, my teacher, she was saying that, Karine, you know that you have high self-esteem and you should enter the pageant. But I was saying that being in a beauty pageant, miss, is more about your physical appearance and so forth, miss. So I didn't really want her to join. And then my friend said, go ahead, miss, and so I joined, miss. Entering the competition, miss, I was, to tell the truth, miss, I did not think I would have won, miss, because all the others, miss, when you were there and you see all of them in heels, miss, and I couldn't wear any high heels, miss. I have to wear flat shoes, and I was like, the judges are going to say, she don't have no heels, so she's not going to make it, miss. So I didn't think I was going to win, miss. But on the night, miss, I went out and I was confident in myself, miss, knowing that no matter what, I'm going to do my best, miss. And I went out there and I did my best. I go by a motto that is strong to my heart. It says that my mind is the block between me and my destiny, and my flaws are the pushing force behind me. Meaning that no matter what I put my mind to, knowing my condition, I will try to excel in that area. I would say they should be confident in who they are. Their physical appearance does not define who they are or who they can be, miss. I think that they should take risks. No one knows what could happen, miss. They could be the next Miss Room of their school, or they could turn out to be somebody great, miss. Just take risks.
And just before we close off today's episode of School Zone, we have one more school that's doing great things. Walk with me.
Here at Jonathan Grant, we have grade 9s and 10 students sitting the CSEC mathematics exam at the general proficiency level. May 2018 saw us having 125 of these students sitting. Of the 125, 85 students were grade 9 students. They achieved a 72.2% pass, while the remaining 40 grade 10 students achieved a 62.2% pass. For this year's sitting, we expect even greater results from these awesome students.
Did you hear that? Grade 9 and 10 students here at Jonathan Grant High are acing CSEC math in 1 year. I don't know about you, but I'm impressed and I need to know the formula. So let's find out. You're looking at a grade 1 math student, and I have this to say. Whether you're a math king or queen, knowledge is your card. Play it and math will never be hard.
We got ones. Do you want one too?
Ideas blend
when you study with a friend.
To get a distinction in math like I did, you have to talk it, enjoy it, lay on it, live it.
I got a grade 2 in mathematics, and I believe that you can do better than I did. Practice makes mathematics fantastic.
And that's a wrap for today's special School Zone edition on Academic Trailblazers. From the intelligent and talented students at Belmont Academy and the brave and vivacious students at Froome Technical, Karine Patterson. And now we're closing things off with the math geniuses right here at Jonathan Grant High School. Come on guys, help me close out.
Do you want your school to be featured in the next School Zone?
Or
do you want to give us feedback on today's program?
All you have to do is email me at sclark@jais.gov.jm. Who knows, you may just be the next school on our block. Bye!
It's been a very hot few weeks, and times like these require some deliberate measures to ensure that we and our loved ones are safe when driving on the road. So here goes. Firstly, water is crucial to avoiding dehydration, so ensure that you have plenty of bottled water in your car. 2, sunglasses are must-haves. Not only are they good for your eyes, they save you from being blinded by the glaring sun when driving. 3, on a hot day, never leave children unattended in the car, even for a few minutes. Temperatures inside a closed stationary vehicle can reach potentially lethal levels. 4, when parking, always try to find a spot in the shade. And 5, avoid traveling at peak times. If you're traveling a long distance, leave early in the morning or late at night. If we adhere to these tips, not only will we be on the right path to beating this heat wave, we will also be ensuring that our island home is a safer place for all of us to travel, live, work, raise our families, and do business. And this is the final stop in today's magazine. Thanks for joining with us. To watch today's program again, simply visit our website, jis.gov.jm. Don't forget that you're able to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Sandria. Have a great weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.